We are definitely using Northern Realms against you, and we are going to beat you as Northern Realms, because that is the only way to face Fern and Roach. If you are to play anything other than Northern Realms, then that would be Heresy. Okay, you are. And you use the same leader ability as well. Oh, okay, so we have to see if we can draw Vernon Roach, the hero card, in our deck. We have to see if we can play that against him, right? See if he has a special voice line for that. How dare you, Geralt? Okay, so we only have one Dragon Hunter. I think that probably means we want to get rid of you. We do have a Spy, that's great. We have a couple of Siege Experts. We have enough Siege cards to make good use of that. Sort of, but not really. We could potentially draw into more when we play our Spy. And 2 Commander's Horns, probably more than we really want. So I'm thinking we get rid of you. Death Mold's marginally better. And then probably 1 Commander Horn, unless we want to get rid of, what is this, our range nerf? How many cards do we have in the range row? Of course, we did just get one by drawing into Death Mold. But as long as we play these in different rounds, we should be fine. Let's swap this over, and we got another Spy. Okay, yeah, that was definitely worth it. That is a horrendous card. Okay. So I would have thought that he would have been a difficult opponent, and sure, you've played 1 card thus far, but this is the worst card we've seen anyone play thus far. So, yeah. I would assume you're on a similar level to Zoltan, because it was after we faced Zoltan that we got this quest to trigger. But, why don't we... I do usually like to lead off with the Spies. Let's go for that. Protects us from Scorches, because we don't have any cards on our side right now. Makes it so that we have a better idea of what cards we're going to have to play with. And we did draw into, what was it, Vesemir, some more melee, and then another siege unit. I believe it was this Catapult, which is our strongest siege unit, and we would love to draw into another one here when we play our second Spy. Because they get doubled when we play 2 of them. Oh, and we have a Scorch, which is useful on this occasion, because Roach has passed. Relying on almost the Spy strength exclusively, because he played a couple of 1 strength units. So, also he's playing Redanian foot soldiers? Excuse me, Roach? What about Temeria? I thought that was what matters. Oh, did we... Wait. I thought we swapped over our Dragon Hunter. Did we draw into another one when we played our second Spy? I think we might have. Is that in the Scorch? So, what is the most efficient way to take round 1 here? Because I think we probably do want to take this, what with Roach passing so early. So we could... I think we take this opportunity to play some cards in the range row. We could draw by playing Death Mold plus the Dragon Hunter, and then we'd be we'd get rid of all of our range cards, so then we'd be free to play this range nerf whenever we want. But of course, it means we're tying, not winning. So I think what we probably do is we go Death Mold plus Vesemir. That gives us 12 strength. That'll be just enough. And we'll save the Scorch for a future occasion. It is tempting to do it here because, of course, there's no risk of us scorching ourselves. But ultimately, it just removes 5 strength, whereas Vesemir and Death Mold are both worth 6 strength apiece, and so allows us to take this round with just 2 cards rather than relying on 3. Could have potentially used the Catapult. That would have expedited the process a bit, but we want to try to save our siege units for the round in which we use our leader ability, and after winning a round and drawing into another siege card, that is great. So we have a 3-point card advantage here, which is nice, but what I'm thinking is, like, on some occasions, what can be good to do is, when you know you have won round 1, and you just need to win either round 2 or round 3, what you can do is you can deliberately pass immediately in round 2. What that does is that forces your opponent to play at least 1 card in order to make sure that they don't lose round 2, and increases the amount of card advantage that you have going into the final and crucial round, round 3. The reason why I'm saying this somewhat hesitantly, or at least implying that perhaps that's not a good time to do this right now, would be because our opponent is Northern Realms, and so sure, if we were to immediately pass, force Roach to play 1 more card in order to win round 2, then he would go down to 7 cards, yes, but then immediately go back up to 8 because he's Northern Realms, so he draws a card when he wins a round. So that doesn't really work on this occasion. So, I mean, we could still do it if we just feel like we want to play for round 3 rather than round 2, which would be kind of nice. I'd say the primary reason for doing that would be this right here, because if we let Roach win this round, he will go first in round 3, which means whatever card he plays first, as long as it's not a hero, will be scorchable. Whereas, obviously, whatever card we play right now, assuming it's a unit, will be the highest unit out there, and therefore that would be the thing that gets scorched. Or, I mean, we could play something and then use the decoy to bring it back, but I think we probably want to save that for either the medic in the next round, or for stealing a spy if Roach has any of those, so I think we do pass here, actually. Setting up the Scorch is the primary reason. That's really it. Now, he does have a really weak card to play here, which is the play to make here. Because I'm basically handing him this round, and therefore should just get rid of whatever his weakest card is on that occasion. We still have a 3-card advantage. Catapult is very good, and does get doubled if you have 2 of them that you play together. So it's tempting to Scorch it now, but I'm thinking what we do instead is that instead we wait it out, because of course Roach has every reason to try to play another Catapult at some point in time in order to double it. And when he does, that means we'll have 2 cards with 16 strength apiece. So as long as we play something that is weaker than 8, then that will remain the card that gets scorched, and I think we try to get a little bit clever here and go for a big-time scorch. He also has the same leader ability where he doubles the siege row, so he very much wants to have nice siege cards here, so I think we can pull the chair out from under him. It would still be effective now, but I think we could potentially get something even better still if we were to wait a little bit longer. So let's play a nothing card, our Dragon Hunter. That goes in the range row, so not a huge deal there. Okay, you're already doubling it. Well, I mean, that's actually a terrible play, because that is exactly what your leader ability already does. Unless, see, doubles the strength of your siege units unless Commander's Horn is already present in that row. So it is completely redundant with your leader ability. So that was a horrendous play. Makes your leader ability completely useless. So in that case, that's great. I mean, oh, we do have a range card here, and we have the range nerf, so we can decide later on if we want to play this or not. Right now, it hurts us more than it helps us, but if Roach has other cards to play in the range row, has more than 5 strength there, then it might be worthwhile to do that. Still want to hold off on the Scorch for now. And so, for the same reason why playing the Commander's Horn in the siege row was the wrong move for Roach, it would also be the wrong move for us. What we should instead do is play it in the either range or melee row. Depends what we bring back with our medic here. I mean, bring back Death Mold and having 2 cards in the range row would be best in terms of the high end for our score. But defensively, we might want to make it so that we're more willing and able to use this range nerf. In which case, we might want to bring out Vesemir instead. I think we might actually want to do that. Gives us more flexibility. We would ideally double both cards in the same row, the range row, and just benefit more from the Commander's Horn there. But I would like to at least be a little bit more, willing and able to use this. So let us, let's see, for now we're just going to play small cards. Things that will not get scorched, which is pretty easy at this point because, well, Roach very much has the strongest card out right now. We're just going to let him continue to do his thing there. Play little siege experts. And wait for you to play your second catapult, assuming that you may have one. Okay. And we could play our Dunbanner Medic. Still wouldn't be the highest unit out there, so I think that should be a safe bet. That allows us to... Oh, so now we need to make up our mind. I think we do bring back Vesemir, yes. Doesn't maximize our total strength, but it does make it a little bit easier for us to nerf the range row if we want to. Now, you have played the dragon, which makes it so that if we have more than 10 strength combined in our melee row, you would destroy the highest unit, except that's our only unit that's going to be going in the melee row. So, nice try. Not going to work here. Although, Dandelion is doubling the melee row, making this a 14 strength unit. That is almost the target of the Scorch now. We definitely still want it to be the Catapult. Unfortunately, it still is. It does also mean that you almost certainly should have played your Commander's Horn in the melee row. Don't think it can double up and double boost, or basically quadruple the value on your dragon here, but it would have at least doubled Dandelion, whereas, you know, it's doing precisely nothing for you in the siege row, where your leader ability would have done exactly the same thing. So, for right now, I know you guys were saying before that basically, what is it? Once you play this card, it's just like the effect. The ability here takes effect when you play it. So, like, what I'm wondering is it safe to double Vesemir right now with a Commander's Horn, bringing him up to 12, which is obviously above 10? Why don't we figure it out? Does he immediately get destroyed? No. Okay. Yeah, it is still safe. And he still is not the highest unit out there, so he's safe from a Scorch. So Dandelion looks like Roach looks like he's winning right now, because, well, he's already doubled his siege row, and he's already played his big, or at least one of his big, siege cards, so don't you worry. We are deliberately holding off from playing our best cards just yet. And no reason yet to play our range nerf. I think what we do now is, let's just make sure that this would not be the strongest unit out there. I doubt it. So you would get boosted by our two siege experts, bring you up to an 8. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, now you're going Vesemir now. He's also going to get doubled, so that is a bit of a concern if you continue to play things in the melee row and double those. We don't really have a way of dealing with that. If you're playing... Oh, that was your last card, though. Wow, we had a huge card advantage. Yeah. Okay, so we are actually not even that far behind, and we have not yet doubled our siege row. So let's Scorch now, before we go all invested on our stuff here. That will get rid of the Catapult. I was holding out hope that maybe you had another one and we could destroy them both, and that would have been amazing. We'll settle for that. And that already ties us up. Wow. Okay, so we definitely won't want to play our range nerf. That's fine. We use a decoy to bring back our medic, and then we can replay our medic and bring back another unit from our graveyard here. And so this is why potentially would have been better to double the range row, because we were expecting to have 2 cards here relative to just the 1 in the melee row, but we were thinking that maybe we would end up using this. But anyways, not going to matter here because we certainly have enough strength anyway. And now we'll use our leader ability just to rub it in. Show them that, yes, Roach, you certainly should have played your Commander's Horn in a different row, because then you can do this. But here we have it. Roach down. Not so tough after all. Did have a few clever cards. The dragon and some decent siege units along with your siege leader ability. Other than that, though, not much.
You won. Congratulations. Here. You earned the card.
You gonna give us the dragon?
Anyone else worth playing?
I've heard of a man came through Novigrad recently.
Oh?
You might be interested to know he's also a witcher. Lambert, they call him.
Yeah.
I know Lambert.
Certainly know
I had
Lambert.
no idea he played Gwent, though.
Not the only acquaintance you can challenge. Tala's a keen gambler and has a sharp deck. He's in the area. You might try him.
Okay.
A witcher. Just what our band of merry men...
Oh, that is... Well, Witcher 2 spoilers. I won't tell you who that is. But that is a big card, I would assume. Scoia'tael, for sure. Probably a hero. Okay, 10 strength hero. Yep. Specifically for Scoia'tael, but hey, Scoia'tael getting stronger. So that's good stuff. Okay, tempting as it may be, I will not loot those things.
You in trouble, Greyhawks.
And then that means that we should still have other people that we can play here. Thought that Lambert was on the move, what with us having talked to him previously. He was saying that he was going to track down someone. Thought it was a far off location. Why is it still saying that we should go here? Huh? Saying Lambert is in this hideout? Surely not. Huh? Really? Is he though? We were saying to fast travel because he's actually not in Novigrad. That's taller. Yeah, I think we can only do taller right now, and Lambert is in an entirely different area. Not in the Novigrad/Velen area. Yeah. So let's face taller. Where'd you go? Here? At the inn? Okay, and yes, it's still trying to tell us to fast travel to go find Lambert. Taller. Are you in here? Looks like you're leaning up against the wall. Couldn't tell if you were technically outside or inside. Hello? Hello? Care to talk? So I know you guys were saying we missed some dialogue with rather Taller earlier. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem as though we can make it up here. That was yes. Unfortunately, we missed that, and apparently we will never get the chance.
It is you like to play
to hear it.
cards.
Sad
Like
face.
to play, period.
Well, we still get the chance to play him at cards at least.
Cards, chess. I unwind playing games. You asking because you got fuck all to talk about? Or are you in the mood for a round?
Let's go for it.
All right, let's play. Just remember, only interested in good cards. Don't want any trash.
Yeah, Roach gave us a pretty good card. His deck was not so great. Oh, you're Scoia'tael? Really? Okay, so I can tell you immediately, 2 melee nerfs is not going to be something we want. 2 Commander Swords probably also not something we're going to want. Spy is not bad. Only 1 Dragon Hunter is pretty bad. This is looking like a pretty bad starting hand already. Medic, that's good. A few siege units, although we would probably prefer to have more. And then Philippa. I mean, latter part is looking good. Front part is pretty terrible. What do we prioritize trying to get rid of? I think a Commander's Horn probably, and a Biting Frost. Because, yeah, I think we almost have to. Okay, we do get a siege unit, that's helpful. And lastly, we got a Scorch. Okay. They go first, so that probably does help. We could potentially just immediately Scorch this. It's a 6 strength unit, that's a decent Scorch target. I think we might, again, just lead off with the Spy. That's my usual strategy. And we, drew into Siri. You are immediately passing. I would say that is probably a mistake. Because let's see, you have 11 strength right now. So if we were to play Siri, we could beat you in 1 turn. Tempting, although I think we might want to hold on to Siri and say, let's see, so we need 12. If we were to do both of these, and that would do it. Rather not have to go that route, though. If we were to Scorch, we'd remove... Scorch would remove you, meaning we just need 6. But again, probably means one of you guys. I don't really want to split you up. Just don't quite have a really efficient way to surpass you here, short of just playing Siri. That does feel like overkill, but I guess we go for it nonetheless. I want to have something that we can bring back with the medic as soon as possible. And because Siri is a hero, can't use the medic to bring her back, so that means that won't really want to play the medic in round 2. We will probably pass almost immediately in round 2 here. We do draw an extra card. We do that when we win around as Northern Realms. We draw into the decoy there is what we end up getting. If so, that's a pretty big pickup. We could double play the medic, or if Taller has a spy, then we could steal it. I wonder if Taller will give us himself, because we saw he's a 1 strength spy, which is really strong. It would be great. Of course, Roach didn't give us Roach. We already had Roach. Unfortunately, didn't get the chance to play that card against him. So I'm thinking we probably pass here, especially because you are not Northern Realms. So that does mean that you will need to play 1 card to beat us, and you will not draw a card after winning a round, and therefore our card advantage will go even higher in round 3. It is perhaps an opportunity for you to play a spy, and almost like if we had 1 card, we could use as a bit of a decoy in case you do have a spy that you play immediately that we could swipe. I mean, even if you do play a spy, we could still use our medic to play it from our graveyard, so I suppose even in that case, we can still make it happen. Okay, let's pass immediately then. Oh, except we wanted to play at least 1 card so we could have something to do with our medic in the next round. That was a mistake after all, yes. So, yes, that is the reason why I was saying I didn't really want to play Siri in round 1. Ooh, fancy muster. Ooh, however, looking like an awfully nice target for a Scorch. We could perhaps even get greedy and play some low value cards here that are still lower value than the ones that you have out here. Hey, what? It's not even a terrible idea to play. If we wanted to, could go with a 5 strength unit like our Dragon Hunter and then use our medic to bring him back. Okay, so yeah, more muster here, but that's 3 strength, so they would not get scorched. Could also nerf the melee row. Don't really want to do that yet, because that would bring them all down to 1, and therefore a Scorch would remove this guy as well, which is a relatively small sacrifice for removing all of your cards, but I think it's mostly just a matter of order of operations. You want to be Scorching and then nerfing. But I think we could use our leader ability to double the siege row now, and that'd still only get us up to 10 strength, or we could play Philippa. She's a hero, so she's immune to Scorches, so I suppose we can do that. But basically what I'm getting at is, it's probably okay for us to Scorch 1 person on our side. Double your range row when you have nothing in there. I mean, to be fair, I was potentially about to do something very similar. So we don't want to do that yet, though, because that would mean bumping you all the way up to a 10, and then you would be the only person who gets Scorched if we Scorch next. But I think this is fine here. We'll just end up bringing you back with the medic. Oh, that's bad. That's actually quite bad. That's a siege nerf. We don't like those. We are, of course, primarily siege card users. You only have 4 cards remaining, so that's good. You have a lead, of course, and we are about to, I think it is probably approaching Scorch o'clock. Is there anything we can, I mean, we could now play some of our siege units, and they would be 1, or actually 2 strength, because Siege Expert would boost them by 1. If you immediately followed up that siege nerf with a clear weather and removed it, then suddenly we would have the highest card out there, and then Scorch would no longer work. So it's a bit of a risk. I mean, we have, I think, seen our opponents do that on some occasions. I think we probably stop trying to have the perfect Scorch play and settle for removing 15 strength on their side, which is nothing to snuff at, and then 5 on our own side, but we'll bring that back with our medic. I suppose, in truth, it would have been less than that, because although it was 15 strength at the moment, we're going to follow it up with melee nerf. Might want to wait that one out, because that's going to be pretty important. We want to make sure that our opponent runs out of cards first, so that if they do have a clear weather, they don't have time to remove that. So, let's see. Wait. You're not a hero? You're not a hero? So you actually did get doubled? Wow. Alright, that would have been a great card to score. Okay. now I think we can double our range row in anticipation of bringing back a card that we just scorched of our own. Again, just biding time. How dare you play Geralt against us? Biding our time deliberately until our opponent runs out of cards, hoping that they do not have the opportunity to get rid of our melee nerf here. So, yeah, we can now play you. Oh, well, I mean, if you do have a Scorch, then it is now going to affect us, so we... no, actually it won't. You still have the highest unit out here at 20. So if one of your remaining cards is a Scorch, then yes, you will pass early. I think that was likely the case. Might have even had 2 Scorches remaining. And you didn't want to get rid of this card here. So, the means you are done, but our potential here is significantly limited. We actually... Oh. We presumably would use our decoy, replay our Dunbanner medic. Oh, did we? We lost a K20 Siege Expert? When? Don't remember that. I was gonna say, I didn't think we were gonna have anyone else to bring back with it, but apparently we do. Or was that... Oh yeah, no, that was looking at our siege row, not our graveyard. Yeah, we don't have anything else to play in there. Okay, so be it. So we're not going to get much more strength here. We will, of course, double our siege row when we use our leader ability. Will that be enough? I think it still will be, but it's going to be close. Like, we don't have anyone to bring back with that, but yeah, we don't have a lot of strength here in our siege row. This very well may not be enough, to tell you the truth. It's a tie? What now? I don't think we've had that before. Battle cannot end in a draw. You can play a rematch using the same decks or surrender. Let's play again. We gotta play again, right? I think we got a little unlucky at the end there. Okay, and then we got the melee nerf. I think we saw that Taller does have a lot of melee cards. This is good to hold on to. Commander's Horn is maybe not best for us. 2 spies is nice. More going on in the range row this time, so at least the Commander's Horn and range row would do something for us. Don't have a lot happening in Siege. We have a lot of heroes. So I think... I think we want to either get rid of the range cards, or at least some of them, or the Commander's Horn. The thing is, if we get rid of the range cards and pick up Siege cards, which is what we would like, then that means the Commander's Horn is no longer as valuable to us because we have fewer things we're going to end up doubling in the range row. If we get rid of the Commander's Horn, then... yeah, I think we get rid of the Commander's Horn. Scorch, okay. Then... do we bet on ourselves drawing into another Dragon Hunter? Or not? I'm guessing not. And we got... what was that, a range nerf? Okay. You start off with a range card, which is nice, meaning we could immediately nerf it, or we could immediately scorch it. I think actually what we'd like to do, though, is start off with a spy that is also 4 strength. That way we could double scorch if we wanted to. Unless and until you play another stronger card, in which case, fine. Okay, that's a muster. Saw you play that last time in the melee row. Doesn't affect our scorch ability here, so I would like to play Stennis at some point in time, but we don't want to play him right now, because right now a Scorch would remove both the Archer and Dijkstra for a total of 8 strength, whereas if we play Stennis now and then Scorch, he'd be the single 5 strength unit, and therefore a Scorch would only be worth 5. So for that reason, I'm thinking we probably want to play a hero next. Someone who does not affect Scorch at all. We'll play Roach against you. Card we wanted to have against our previous opponent. You might pass here, because you have a fairly sizable lead. Doubling... oh. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, that actually, on net, doesn't affect much. Because, like we were saying before, Scorch would have removed 8 strength if we were to have used it before. And it still removes 8 strength here. It's just previously it was split between 2 cards. Now it's just coming from 1. Does mean that playing a spy in Stennis is now safe. Doesn't mess with our Scorch at all. And we get another melee nerf. Okay, so we're definitely playing one here. And yes, not so surprised when you do pass when you have a pretty sizable lead. What you don't know is that we are capable of removing a lot of it here. So we're gonna have to do some maths, I think. The Scorch right now would lower you by 8 down to 18, then followed up by a melee nerf. I'm thinking that's probably our combo here. Would bring you to just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in total, because all these would get dropped down to 1. In fact, well, okay, so I was wondering if maybe a melee nerf by itself would be enough. It's not. Definitely want to do this. Wondering if there's a... Do we, like, save this? No, I think we want to get rid of the Scorch now, because it is a risk. There are times when Scorch will actually hurt you more than it helps you. Though, with Taller only leading by 3, it is tempting to say that, oh, well, we just sneak on the range unit here, because we do have a range nerf. So we don't want to... Well, maybe we do this after all. Because we don't want to be playing a range nerf at the same time that we're playing a range card. I think we actually do this. Arguably a little bit more overkill. Well, maybe not. Means we are still holding on to the Scorch, and it is still a little bit of a risk. We drew into, oh, the medic. That's huge. We have 2 decoys, so we could double play her, or double replay her if we wanted to, or we could steal a spy if Taller plays one of those. So, again, the question of, do we want to play to win in round 2, or do we save it for round 3? So we have the medic. Last time we messed up our medic play a little bit here. We only have 1 card that we could bring back from our graveyard. So that means playing the medic once would be functionally the limit, or at least the only value we would get would be out of playing her once. We want to be able to replay her a bunch of times. So that does mean we actually do want to play additional cards here, not heroes. We actually do want to play, I suppose that means our siege units here. You might proceed to Scorch them, that's fine. We're not actually playing to win this round, we're just playing with the intention of having more cards out. Oh, I mean, you know who the Scorch target is now. So, tell you what. We'll do this. We'll bait you a bit into playing more cards here. We could also nerf the melee and range row. Okay, we have lots of interesting options here. Okay, so take your pick. Do we Scorch the 10 strength unit? Do we wait to see if you have other units that you might want to play? I mean, we did see last time you had some Commander's Horns. I think your leader ability was one that doubled the range row, right? And you did that last time around, so you don't have that, but you might have just a Commander's Horn card. And if you did that in, I mean, you wouldn't do it in the melee row here, because it would be objectively worse than playing in the range row. But let's keep it simple for now, and if we bide our time a little bit longer, then we could potentially be able to, well, have some really nice melee nerf, range nerf, Scorches, Zenny, and all those things. Okay, so we did see you played Geralt last time. But we no longer have many ways to bide our time here. We do have decoys, so what we can do is we can play a bunch of cards, and then worst comes to worst, back out with the decoys. So I'm feeling okay about going pretty aggressive here, and even if it doesn't look like we can win this round, then we can do a Control-Z and have a few cards remaining, because we also have card advantage already. So I think we do play Ciri here. Force Taller into playing more cards. Basically make him commit to winning this round here. Okay, so that's more melee muster. It's fine, because we are likely going to nerf the melee row. And, thing is, wondering if there's a way to... We could, actually... We could... no, I was going to say... try to Scorch the melee row, because I'm eyeing this and thinking, you know, the strongest unit right now is in the range row. There is still more strength in the melee row at this point in time. I'm going to say we could nerf range and then Scorch, and then we'd remove melee, except we now have these cards out here, which are actually the strongest ones if we were to bump you down to a 1, strongest non-heroes. That doesn't work. means we probably do need to Scorch now and just ignore the fact that there are so many units with the same amount of strength in the melee row that I would love to try to Scorch them all simultaneously, but it just doesn't really work on this occasion. So let us Scorch now. And we technically take the lead after that. Melee nerf will also... Oh, I love that you played in the melee row. So you might have a clear weather. You might have clear weather. So for that reason, it might actually make sense for us to wait this one out a bit until you have played your last cards, because you have no reason to play clear weather now. You'd just be using it as a throwaway. Let's actually play our medic. I'm not thrilled about doing that because we only have one card to bring back with it. And we definitely will want to decoy you out. Does also mean that we won't want to play our range nerf unless and until they play more ranged cards. You're continuing to play in the melee row. That is quite alright. You have 2 cards remaining. So the thing is, like, if we were to decoy now and bring back our medic, then we don't really want to play her right now after doing that because we don't have any non-heroes to play from our graveyard. So we can do it. It's just that we're not going to be replaying her this round, so we will fall back into second place here, and we will not want to retake the lead through this means. One of your cards was a range nerf. We, of course, also had one of those. We just need to bide our time for one more turn, so I think we play our own. Range nerf here does precisely nothing, but that's fine. We just want you to play your last card. Never mind the fact that that means that you'd have no way of winning round 3, and therefore you have just made it impossible for you to win this match. But also, we're just not going to let you win this round either. And let's just double check real quick. The melee nerf does that. I mean, if not, we can just pass, let you win round 2, and we, by default, take round 3 and win. I am curious, how many cards do you have in this melee row here? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you'd all get dropped down to a 1. That's 7 strength in total, plus Garrett will stay 15 because he's a hero, he's unaffected. So that means you'll be at 22 in total. So yes, we win with the melee nerf. Let's do it. Okay. And like I was saying, I mean, we could even like decoy out of... could remove other cards and be like, see, we didn't even need this out here. Or we could play the medic, who, like I said, doesn't actually have anyone to bring back from the graveyard because there's no one that she can bring back, which would have been the thing we'd be saving this last decoy for. We can't really do that, though. I mean, sure, we'll double Zedro with our leader ability, just rub it in your face that this was not really even close. We drew the first one, but second time round, we took care of him.
A little is rotting cunt. Know how long it took me to assemble that ploughing deck?
You've been at this for a while. Gotta know some players who are good, and what's more, have good cards.
Been hearing a lot of late about some prick named Lambert. Supposed to have an evil fucking deck.
Monster?
You
Know what you mean?
know him, actually. He's a witcher.
That we do. Okay. Oh, you gave us? That's great. Okay, that is, I mean, another 15 strength hero. I think that should be a card that we can put in any deck. Pretty sure. Yeah. There he is for Northern Realms. There he is for Nilfgaard. I think that means he's definitely an addition for Northern Realms, no question. And wasn't there one card we were saying earlier that we wanted to get at? Or wasn't it both our Dragon Hunters we were saying? We just didn't quite have enough cards, enough units remaining after doing that for us to have removed them both last time. Now we do, though? Okay, I like that. Let's save. And then after that, and Lambert is not here. I forget where exactly he went, but not in the Novigrad / Velen area. So that means for that reason, I think we're just about out of quest. The one exception being the one that you guys were saying we could find in the sewers. think that might be the only thing before we head over to Skellige. Unless we bump into something else along the way. Contracts. We're getting close to reaching level 22. Is that going to be a difference maker? Do we feel like anything else becomes possible once we become level 22? I mean, high stakes, level-wise, is not out of the question, but as we saw, in terms of Gwent's playing ability, yes, we have gotten stronger as of late, but still don't think that's going to be enough. I think the main question would be, like this one here, level 29, be tough. Maybe if we reach level 22, that might be possible, but debatable. I feel like some of these things we've happened across some of them by accident. Like, this was a level 29 quest, and yet we have done some parts of them. So we already fought what was actually the most difficult enemy in this treasure hunt? Possibly? Maybe we've already done the level 29 part of it? Don't know. We have just sort of happened across some of those Witcher School gear things every now and again without necessarily making a point of targeting them. Also, let's actually teleport ourselves back, not walk back into the city. That would probably be preferable. Just guessing. I'm just guessing. So, and Roach is chilling over there. I mean, that's not as in the middle of nowhere as we've left Roach on previous occasions. So where do we actually want to go into the sewers? As I was saying before, there are numerous ways in which to get into the sewers. I don't have a great sense as to just how interconnected all those sections are, because we've seen some locked gates and things of that sort where it hasn't always been clear to me, like, could we just go through and explore the entire thing right now? Maybe, maybe not, but I thought there was an entrance to the sewer in this little square area up here. Is it over here? Yes. This is the one I'm looking for. So is this the right place to drop down into the sewers? I don't know, is basically what I'm saying. We're gonna do what we can to explore any and all of it that we can from this angle. It's like we have tried. There was a quest that brought us over there. I remember that. Did we explore the rest of the sewer at that point in time, or did we say, no, we're expecting for something else to direct us down here? I mean, there's definitely gonna be gardens over here, right? Or not. This is unlooted. It has silver and a Witcher sword? What? A Witch Hunter sword, okay. I was gonna say, is that one of the Witcher School pieces of gear that we were just saying we mistakenly happened across on a few occasions? If so, then that is just too ironic. Huh? Controller was vibrating. What the heck? So here's a good example of, yeah, this definitely does not connect to other sections of the sewer. Definitely not. Just a tiny little section here. I mean, good thing that we did pick up that extra loot, sure. But we are definitely looking for other stuffs, unless we missed an entire section, but I don't think we did. Unless this is a new area that we've not yet been to? Hold on, it might be. Does this take us where we want to go? Here, something. Over there, but like here. It looks like there might be someone over there, but it's blocked off. Where does this lead us? The entrance by the Vids. What other places do we know that have entrances to the sewers? Was there something down here that we just missed? You guys are saying there is something down here. I don't think I saw anything, though. So again, I wonder if there just a different section of the sewers we're looking for? Because, I mean, if there was... that freaked me out for a second. I did not know what that was. If there was a map for the sewers, that would be extremely helpful. But as soon as we open up our world map, it just takes us to this, which doesn't really help. As if I could see more readily which sections connect where, might be easier to tell where do we want to go in. Like right now, I just don't really know. But there are some other side quests that have had us enter the sewers at various different points in time. But I haven't necessarily taken note of where all those have been. Like, I remember the one in, what was it called, Gildorf, and then there's obviously that one in the pits we just came out from. But I'm pretty sure there's more. I just don't know exactly where. I feel like I'd be taking forever to try to hunt them down. That might mean that this is actually more question for a future occasion. I thought there was one when we were chasing that guy through the ramparts here. I thought we were going down, not up, though. I don't remember where exactly that was. That's kind of what I mean, is I feel like we'd just be running around in circles for a long time, and I feel like I probably shouldn't do that to you. So for that reason, I feel like maybe... stuff right here? Oh no, we were thinking about doing that on a an occasion not so long ago. We were saying, no, there are too many people over here to do that. Have we ever checked out what this is all about?
Save me. I'm dying.
Oh. One way to jump through the doors. Oh, hello. Hi. Goodbye. Oh, the guards. They were standing right next to you. Now they might want to do something. No, maybe they do, maybe they don't. None of my business, really. What's up, man? You want to fight? Oh, look at that. Someone's playing a nice little tune in the background. They're celebrating. Oh, you did not get fried. Not cool, bro. Ah, you still hit us even when I sidestepped? Also, very not cool. That's what I think of that. When we did kind of just butcher someone, so like you might actually be talking about us. Why did I see? Yeah, these indicators here. What gives? Huh? Do you know what that place is? For the King of Beggars spot? Don't remember. Didn't think so. No, that's down here. Huh. I don't know what to make of that. Alright, is there anything else over here that we feel like we still want / need to do before we head over to Skellige? Because, I mean, short of the sewer stuff, which I think we will be back here in Novigrad at some point in time, of course, because we will be going back for high stakes, if nothing else. There's also the DLCs that are both kind of, sort of, based in Novigrad. So, at the very least, we can head back and do that quest on that occasion.